What's up? Alright, making another video, number 3. Um, I'm rolling on probably about 4 hours of sleep in the past couple of days, man. I had to work a night shift last night, so I'm a little loopy or whatever, but I'm still going to do this, man, because it helps me and it's helping others. I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of people. Um, I guess that a couple of the other videos have helped to initiate a dialogue or whatever, or maybe you know force an enabler into trying to possibly go that other route and put their foot down or whatever. Uh, so in saying that, there's several ways to initiate the process. I mean, it's really up to the person and the dynamic of the family and all those sorts of things. I mean, it's a case by case basis, and it's something that has to be discussed with the people that are going to initiate the process, because I mean it's like anything else. You don't want to just rush into it and like half-ass plan it, because I mean a lot of the times with these situations you got like one chance. You know, you come correct, you might get something accomplished. You come wrong, and you might push them even further away and cause them to do something stupid. Um, so the thing is that you know plan, plan. Talk to your other family members about it. Get some feedback from them. Some of it's going to be positive feedback. Some of it's going to be negative feedback. There's going to be all kinds of differences of opinion when figuring out how to deal with the person. But the thing that's got to be the common denominator is that you cannot have one single person that's going to be an enabler to that person. But the delicate process comes in where it's like you can't push them away neither, because you don't want to push them to the point where there's, like I said, going to go out and do something stupid. So when you do initiate the process, and if you do get somebody to be receptive to it, there's several other ways you can go about handling the situation. You don't have to go to a $30,000 rehab facility. You don't have to go to Virginia Beach Psych. You don't have to go anywhere. I mean, if you want to, if you've started things, you've got the ball rolling, and somebody really wants to stop, they can stop right at home. There's only really two drugs that will or can kill you during a withdrawal process, and it's alcohol and benzos. Both because they can cause seizures, and if someone's addicted, a lot of the times they're cross addicted. I've known a lot of heroin addicts that were severe alcoholics while using, and a lot of heroin addicts like to mix benzos because it just amplifies either or. Um, so that's something that needs to be taken into account too, if you're going to do like an at-home kick or whatever. But if you have initiated the process and you've got somebody thinking in the right direction and they're thinking about possibly kicking, man, there's a lot of ways to go about doing it. My thing is that if you're going to do it at home, you have to prepare. It's just like anything else. It's like if you're going into a fight, it's like a fighter, a boxer or an MMA fighter or whatever. They prepare for this fight sometimes months and months in advance. And I know we're not talking about a prize fight here. We're talking about a life that can be taken away in a matter of hours if something goes wrong. But you still have to prepare. Got ashes all over me. I need to quit smoking cigarettes. But anyway, um, you have to prepare, and you have to do your research. There's a lot of herbal supplements and stuff like that. There is a thing called the Thomas recipe. Look it up on Google. Um, 9 times out of 10, you can go to a primary care physician or even the emergency room, and they'll write you these prescriptions for these medications, and they'll tell you how to take them accordingly. Most of the time, the Thomas recipe consists of clonidine, which is a blood pressure medication, because in some addicts, depending on, age, lifestyle, whatever, blood pressure does rise a little bit when you're detoxing, but that's not what it's for, really. It's for like the creepy crawlies, because when you're kicking an opiate, it feels like it's kind of hard to explain, like your soul's coming out, and it feels like it's like your bones are trying to come out of your body, and it kind of helps with that, and it helps tremendously. And also, they will give you something for sleep, because you're gonna have insomnia issues. Um, my thing is, without getting too nasty about it, the diarrhea and the throwing up, don't take nothing for it. Let that stuff get out of your body as fast as possible. The faster it gets out, the faster you get better. Believe me. You're gonna read on the internet about Imodium, and it's got a opiate in it that doesn't break the blood-brain barrier and all this crap. You see, you have opiate receptors in your brain and also in your intestinal tract. The Imodium, taken in high quantities, you'd be amazed if you go online and read about the amounts of Imodium that people take to not be sick. It's retarded. But it won't get you high, but it will make you feel better. But if it's making you feel better, then you're defeating the purpose. You're not kicking, you're not getting the stuff out of your system, and you're just prolonging the inevitable, and you're going to keep staying sick. So anyway, another part of the Thomas recipe is sometimes they're throwing in gabapentin. I want to speak about that for a minute, because I recently used it. It's a drug for neurological pain, and when you're going through opiate detox, there's going to be a lot of neurological pain, and there's going to be a lot of it makes you really antsy. It feels like your nerves are trying to come out of your body. And the thing with gabapentin is that basically it's like a case of beer and a pill. That's the only way I can explain it. When I was taking it, it made me feel as if I drank a case of beer, but I didn't have the drunk effect. So like, I would just say shit that was just totally inappropriate, and didn't care about anybody's feelings around me or anything, or how anybody was affected by the things that I was saying. Like if you're around somebody or whatever, and you got something on your mind or whatever, and you get 6-8 drinks in you, and you spill it out. Gabapentin to do that. So you have to be very careful when you do take it, to take it in a low dose, just enough to just barely knock the edge off. You don't want to be taking a high dose of it. But I mean, this is all be stuff you'll talk to your doctor about. He's not going to throw you on 4,000 milligrams a day of it or anything like that. I mean, I'm talking possibly 600 milligrams a day max. Just enough to just barely knock the edge off, so you don't feel like your insides are falling out of your body. Another thing that they possibly might give you is a benzo, and it will probably be, depending on the doctor, anywhere from a week's course to a month's course. And that's another thing. You don't want to get cross addicted to the benzo. It's usually better to try to get a benzo with a long half-life, like a Valium, as opposed to a Xanax, because a Xanax has a very fast onset, and it goes away very fast, which has a higher potential for abuse, because you want to continue to take it and take it and take it and take it to feel better. Valium's got a substantially longer half-life, and when you do come down off of it, it's a lot, it's not like such a steep decline. You come off of it slowly, and it gives you time to like start to deal with those anxiety issues that are going to be there. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Like let's say you do the Thomas recipe and you kick it home. You're gonna go get some supplements. You get things like a good multivitamin, L-thyrazine, 5-HTP, is a mood enhancer. They have various detoxes. Potassium is great for restless legs. They sell an over-the-counter medication called Highlands Restless Legs. It's great. It's phenomenal. I've been on Requip for restless legs. I've been on gabapentin, Neurontin for restless legs, both which can be habit forming. And the Highlands actually works better than either one of them, and it's non-habit forming. It's all natural, and it works great. And the other part to it is move. Just move, man. Move, 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 move. Don't lay around in the bed. Don't dwell. Don't oh me, oh pity me. Of course you're gonna feel like shit, man. You're gonna feel like you're gonna die. It sucks. I feel it. I feel bad for y'all. I've been through it 100 times. It's one of those situations where people will watch you go through it and say, "How in the hell could you go through this one time and then ever do it again?" Well, that's what I was talking about in the other video. So anyway, keep moving, man. Stay busy. You got to stay busy when you're kicking. Any downtime is stinking thinking time. I'm gonna tell you. You're laying in the bed. You're watching TV, you're flipping and flopping around, you're miserable, you can't keep your mind off anything other than the fact that you're miserable. Get up, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. It'll help with the restless legs, it'll get your metabolism moving. You guys have heard of things such as a runner's high. You get out and you're going to be in shitty, terrible shape, but you'll be able to, just get out and walk. Just go walk it off. When you get back, you're going to feel better. Lots of hot showers. Hot showers are the best. I mean, just staying in there. I mean, be mindful of the other people that live in your house. Obviously, they have to take showers and stuff too. But get you in a regiment where you can get in that shower and just stand there and let that hot water hit you, man. It's like heaven when you're going through withdrawal. It's the only time that you actually feel normal is when you're standing under that water. Like literally, if you could sit in a hot tub for 10 days, you'd probably be golden, but you just can't do that. And anyway, exercising, walking, just staying busy. Make the time go by, make the hours go by, make the days go by. Sometimes you got to make the minutes go by, and move. Just keep moving. And the more time you put between the last time you used and the more time you put between that and you're gonna feel better. Um, there are many, 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 many ways to kick. Just do research, man. All you got to do is Google it. I mean, there's mad sites out there that are catered to people that use, catered to people like me that have been in situations where I've burned all kinds of bridges. I don't have health insurance. I can't just go to the doctor and get on all these medications and shit. And they'll tell you ways to cope with the symptoms. You're gonna have a lot of symptoms, and the best thing for all of it is absolute. Don't take nothing. But if you're fortunate enough to quell some of the symptoms with some medications from a doctor, not the street, a doctor, then by all means, do it. Stock up on some good foods, man. Food is a major thing. If you're a junkie, and if you're anything like me, you probably survived off like a Snickers bar and a freaking Sprite every day, or some dumb shit like that right there. You didn't eat. All you cared about was scoring, smoking 10,000 cigarettes, and drinking coffee or something. That's what I did. And your body's starving for nutrients. Eat fruits and vegetables, man. Bananas are loaded with potassium, great for your legs once again, and all the body aches and stuff. Lots of protein. Go get you some of them Ensures. Get you some protein. I mean, Drink 3 shakes a day, whatever, man. Get some things back in your body, a multivitamin, get moving, get working out, get those natural endorphins flowing again. Reteach your brain how to make these things again, because that's what happens when you ingest opiates into your system. They go up into your opiate receptors and they let off all these endorphins, and your body becomes dependent on it, and it doesn't know how to do it anymore. Dopamine, endorphins, like a lot of shit. And when you stop taking them, your body just goes into shock because it doesn't know how to do it anymore. Your brain is forgotten, but it relearns, and most of the time it's fairly quick. And then you're going to go into a period after you do kick. For some people it's 4 days. For some people it's 7 days. Somebody like me kicking heroin, it's 10 days. I guess I have a slow metabolism. But after about the 10th day, man, you hit that apex, and you start to go on the downhill slide, man. And every day gets better and better and better. It's still really hard to sleep up until about a month. It takes about a month to be able to sleep a good 8 hours solid without flipping and flopping and waking up every hour. But it happens. Time goes by and it happens. And I've said it in the last 2 videos. 30 days, 15 days, whatever. It's a pinprick of time in the lifeline. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's nothing at all. So if you've been watching this, or if somebody's showed you these videos or something like that, and it's got you thinking about it, take a week off of work, take 2 weeks off of work, come up with a plan. Go get your medications from your doctor if you're able to do so. If not, go get some supplements from Rite Aid or whatever. A lot of the times, most of the time, you can go in there and you can buy all of one brand, like Nature's Bounty or whatever. They're buy one get one free, and they do a world of it's a world of difference when you take those things as opposed to taking nothing. And keep moving, keep busy. You're not going to feel like it at all, but it's better than laying around and wallowing in your sorrow, because if you do that, you're going to end right back up on that phone or whatever, and you're going to end right back up using, you know what I mean? Straight up. It's how it goes. So, if you can work through it. Be strong, I mean, there's been times when I was able to work, and there's been times when I wasn't. It's just depending on what I was doing at the time, and what kind of shape I was in. Um, but it can be done. It can be done at home. You don't have to have $30,000 to go to a rehab. You don't have to get locked up like I was talking about yesterday. You can make a conscious decision, but you gotta want it. You gotta want it more than you want to feel good, and you gotta understand that if you give yourself just a little bit of time, man, a little bit of time. I know when you're sick, an hour feels like 6 days. But if you just pass those hours with whatever, I don't give a shit what you got to do. Just anything. I don't care if you got to jump in your car and drive to the beach and sit on the damn sand for 4 hours. And then you get tired of that and you got to get in your car and ride home and stand in the shower for 2 hours. Whatever. Just pass those hours. Pass them, pass them, pass them, pass them. And eventually you're going to get better and you're going to get normal again. And you're going to have the whole rest of the life, your life to lead. And then that's when the recovery aspect comes into it, and you need to start staying vigilant about, ways to stay clean and stuff, because if you don't, it will creep back in. But, it's like what I was talking about yesterday and the day before. That's on you, however you choose to do so. Um, you know, so, another thing, man, I want to touch on real quick is I spoke a lot about tough love yesterday. Um, maybe I went a little too hard, but definitely you can't enable. But you also don't want to tough love somebody to a point where you completely push them away, because they already feel worthless. They're already, disgusted in themselves from their actions. But they, like I said, that compulsion just it overpowers their ability to think correctly and to have empathy for the others and the things that they're doing to others, and it just it makes them kind of robotic. It's like, every morning it's the same shit. So those are some ways that you can kick. There's plenty of other ways. I suggest that if you're a loved one or if you're an addict, look it up, man. Use Google. Google is your best friend. Go to drugs.com. Go to Blue Light. Blue Light is a fabulous site for people like me. People that are at the end of their rope. They don't know what to do. They are looking for suggestions on how to get off of this shit. I'm not going to tell you that every suggestion up there is a good one, but I'm going to tell you there's a lot of good ones, though. Become a member. Get up there, learn about your addiction. Not it's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it that's not understood by professional medical doctors and addiction specialists. They go to college for a couple of years, they read a few books, they've never done drugs in their life, and they try to tell you, what you need to do to stay off drugs. And it's just, some of them are pretty good, most of them aren't. I mean, they just ain't. They don't understand. Um, you know, of course, it's easy to say for somebody, you kicked it, you went through all that hell, you should just never want to do that shit again. Well, look, man, the reality of the situation is that people are, and people are doing it again and again and again and again and again until it kills their ass. So you have to be true with yourself. You have to be vigilant, like I was saying 1,000 times. And if you're a parent or a guardian or a wife or a child or whoever, man, start doing the research if they ain't. Start, open that dialogue, find a way to talk to them without flying them off the deep end. Just say, hey man, I've been checking into this, I've been checking into that. When you're ready, hopefully they'll get ready. Um, I have some ideas for you about how we can go about doing this, and be supportive of them. You know, if they come to you and they're willing to kick, they're telling you, hey, I'm willing to kick. I need your help. Here, take my keys. Here, take my telephone. Cut it off. Whatever. Don't come to them every day and say, oh, you didn't do nothing stupid today, did you? Blah, da, 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 and all that shit, because all that does is it makes them think that you're losing faith in them. Come home and say shit like, hey, I know you don't feel like eating probably, but, your favorite food is lasagna. You want me to cook a lasagna or something? Get some damn food up in you. You got to eat. That's another thing I forgot to talk about. You got to eat. I don't give a shit if you're going to throw it right back up. Eat. Your body's going to absorb some of the nutrients and shit from it. The faster you eat, the faster you get your ass up off that couch and move around, the faster you be active, the faster your body's going to repair itself. Bottom line. You lay there on that couch, wallow in sorrow, shit, puke, shit, puke, shit, puke, no nutrients in your body. You don't want to drink nothing, eat nothing or anything. Of course your body's going to feel like shit. It doesn't have any nutrients in it. It's screaming for damn vitamins and minerals and you're dehydrated and you hurt, and get the fuck up and make a sandwich. After you eat your sandwich, go take a walk. Go to the YMCA and swim. Go sweat. Sweat that shit out. Don't take no anti-diarrhea bullshit. Go to the bathroom. Shit, 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 shit. I'm sorry I'm being nasty about it, but it is what it is. Get it out of you ASAP. And it will get you back normal ASAP. Once you get normal, figure out a support system and use it. Telling yourself all that shit that I said in the other videos. Just wanted to touch on that this morning. I'm enjoying doing these videos. It helps me tremendously to be able to do it. I hope like hell it's helping somebody else, and from the feedback that I'm getting, it is. I don't know that, anybody's actually made any progress in getting anybody to do anything yet, but hopefully I'll get a message that says, hey, we got little Johnny, and we set him down and we talked to him and we came up with a plan, and we're going to put the, plan into action on this day. And, Hopefully, a week or a month to go by, and I'll get a message or something from somebody, and they'll say, look, man, things are going good. Thank you. And, it's not about thank you. It's, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you for doing the things that you needed to do to help this person save their life, because these people need help. These people need help bad. Me and Jack Davis was talking about it yesterday. It's a guy in my neighborhood over here, and he removed himself from the situation. He wasn't an addict like me. He just he didn't like the situation around here anymore, and he wanted to better himself. And he moved away, and he's doing really well. And he's getting the news from home that everybody's dying. He's like, man, what can we do? And I'm like, Jack, man, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do. We can keep a dialogue open. Is all we can do. We can keep a open dialogue about it. Keep people talking about it. Keep people's eyes open. Looking for the signs that loved ones or friends or whoever are using, and call them out on their bullshit and stop enabling them. You know what I mean? It's all we can do. Um, he's talking about doing another cookout this year. We did one last year. It was a really good, great time. We did it at Chesapeake City Park. He set it all up. It was awesome. There was a really big show out. And I was telling him, if he wants to, we'll get together, man. We'll do a group video where we all talk about how it's affected all of us, in this neighborhood. It's killed all our friends, and how we really truly care about the people out there that are actively still using. And none of us are perfect, man. I'm not sitting here in these videos trying to act like a martyr or anything like that. Like I said yesterday, even recently I fucked up, man. But right now I'm trying again, once again, and I'm going to be vigilant about it. I'm going to keep my shit together. So I mean, I know that there's probably some of you in this neighborhood that look at me and say, well, I saw that mother, all this bullshit. Fuck it, I don't care. You know what? Judge me, because the way I feel about it is I'm on some Tupac shit. Only fucking God can judge me. I don't give a shit. There's always going to be a judge. I mean, shit. You got some a Christian, a old Christian couple that live across the street and drive a Mercedes, and they go to church on Sunday, and you say, yeah, they probably got their Mercedes from the church money, blah blah blah. I mean, everybody judges everybody. It's just like racism. You know, everybody's like, oh, I hate racism, but when you see a fat person or some shit, you're like, fat bitch, whatever. I mean, we all got all that shit built up in us. We're humans. And it's sick and it's sad and it's things that need to be worked on by us as a human species. And it's up to people like us to do something about this shit. Um, I had a guy call me that's a Chesapeake police officer last night. I'm not going to put his name out there, but he's watched a couple of my videos and he's willing to try to do something about the naltrexone thing. And he was asking me if I was willing to talk to a higher up, and I told him absolutely. And it may work, it may not, but it's a step in the right direction. And I guarantee you, if he does get it set up, that I know a lot of people right now go sit with me and talk to him. It's like I said, it's like I sat and I talked to those senators and those delegates up there in the General Assembly building in Richmond. They were receptive. They were open to what I had to say. They understand that, incarceration isn't, necessarily the right thing to do to fix an addict. Long-term incarceration, sometimes short-term incarceration is what's needed, but what is really needed is more proactive. We need to keep it open and stop brushing under the damn rug, man, and pretending like it's not here, because it is. You got places like Amsterdam and stuff that got needle exchanges, so people aren't getting Hep C and spreading AIDS, or they got shooting galleries, which I'm not condoning, but I'd rather somebody get their heroin and be able to go sit in a gallery somewhere, even though it's illegal, and it sounds crazy what I'm saying, but they're there and they're safe. They're not hiding in a bathroom somewhere where they're going to fall out and die. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's many, many, many millions of ways to approach this thing. There's just two stupid ones that came off the top of my head right there. But hopefully some big news will come out of that, man. And we can get the officers the training that they need. Because I was talking to him last night, and he was telling me that there are many, many, many times where they're there first, and they sit there and they wait and they wait and they wait for the paramedics to get there, and sometimes it's too late. So I mean that's one step. But anyway, hopefully I'll have some big news about that soon. And if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, shoot me a PM and give me some ideas because I'm kind of weening it today. And I'll talk about it, man. I love doing this. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to be able to try to help other people. I was a selfish person for a lot of years. And if I can help just one person, it helps me to feel better about the damage that I did. You know what I mean? So I love y'all all. Once again, stay on them. Stay on them tough, man. Don't go too tough. Don't push them away. Let them know you love them. Let them know you care about them. But stay on them. Stay on their ass. And something's going to happen. Something's going to happen good. I see good things coming from this. There's going to be some major changes coming, hopefully, and we'll stop seeing all of our friends die. My curio cabinet's getting too full. I'm sick of it. I want you guys to grow old with us, man. I want to be like these old heads, man. We go up to the Eagles Club and shit and see all y'all dudes in there and, just go up to the store and, run into y'all and shit when we're 50 and shit like that, man. Let's grow old together, man, and raise our kids right, so they don't do the same stupid shit that we did and stuff like that, man. We can do this. South Norfolk's got a bad stigma, man, but it's full of a bunch of good people. Good people that are, a lot of people are too worried about, what the next person is going to think about them or whatever. Hey, listen, I know everything about all of y'all out there pretty much. And I'm not even really connected in the streets. I stay to myself. And I'm sure y'all know about me as well. That's why I put this shit out there yesterday. Well, I mean, I even heard at Jimmy's funeral, I got there and spoke. I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, I seen him the whole time. He was sweating, and he's lost 40 pounds." Blah blah blah. And I didn't address it. Whatever. I was on Suboxone, and it was none of their goddamn business. But and if I would have addressed it, I might have ended up getting in a fist fight at a funeral and whatever. So here's the thing: everybody knows all your business out here, pretty much, because we live in a overglorified big ass trailer park. But you know what? This trailer park made us all who we are. And we can come together and we can unite and we can do things that are big things for our friends that are dying. All it takes is, each one teach one, each one care about each other, look out for the next man. Don't be selfish, be selfless. Try to do a nice thing for somebody each day. I don't give a shit if it's a stranger. Whatever. Just be good people. I love all y'all. I really do. Even if I don't speak to you or see you or whatever, I'm peeping you out on Facebook. I'm stalking you and shit like that. Keep your head up. Stay on these people, man. We're going to save some people's lives. See you.